It's a steady hold of wondering where you are. It's an obsession. Man, I guess I love way too hard. And I got a confession. I'm a little fucking crazy, baby. 'Cause when I'm alone, I'm as good as dead, it's true. 'Cause we are the worst. 'Cause we are forever. 'Cause we are a burst of cataclysmic energies. It's who we are that makes us perfect for each other. You're insane, embedded in my face. I'm yours to blame, and simplicity keeps me in my place. Why would you tell me that you love me and then spin the face of what's meant to be? While my paranoia tends to make a mountain out of a molehill. 'Cause we are the worst. 'Cause we are forever. 'Cause we are a burst of cataclysmic energies. It's who we are that makes us perfect.
Welcome to Audio Carnage Podcast. We are here with Victor Navarro and also Nathan Finner. Guys, thank you so much for coming through. You came a long way, and I'm very happy to actually have you here.
Yeah.
So a little bit of background. Victor and Nathan have played in a band multiple times over the many, many years. And also, me and Victor used to live together probably 4 years ago now.
Yeah,
around there, a ballpark. But and then Victor moved to Florida. How long have you been there?
I've been there since June.
So let's go ahead and jump into some of the questions. When did you start playing solo acts? I know you should probably started playing an instrument and then playing with a band, but when did you start doing this kind of stuff?
Well, usually whenever I write music, it's with a full band setup. So I'll get a drum machine. I'll record my own bass. I'll do all the layers of everything in a song. But with the solo stuff, it was kind of out of almost desperation, because I was cooped up inside in Florida, in my just going to work and then going home. And so I was like, I need to get the fuck out here, and I need to make sure everyone in this town knows my fucking name. And so I wrote those songs and I started busking, and then I actually didn't even realize that people still paid. At the first time I went, I realized that people didn't even pay. That people did pay people on the street to play.
Well,
So,
as long as you're good. Denton's a very good example about it.
Yeah,
you'll see the homeless people sitting on the street asking for money. You'll see the people who are sitting there playing instruments with a couple dollars in their case. You can make a little bit of cash doing that. Especially if you're bored on a Thursday, Friday night.
Dude, and it's so much fun. It's so much fucking fun, meeting people that way.
Good way to polish a set too.
Yeah, and it's also nice whenever people walk up to you and they know who you are. They know where your corner's at, and they'll tell cops to get out of the fucking corner that they're standing on just so that you can play there, because that's my spot. I have this little corner on this in the middle of this downtown bar strip.
Where in?
Melbourne. It's downtown Melbourne.
Yeah, he has a illegal gator. He is a full-on Florida man. So
I've seen it.
So what would you say some of your influences are? Some of the big influences for this. I know your music taste is wide.
See, I guess there's a couple of artists. I don't know this is. I guess Pink Floyd would be one of them, because some of the acoustic takes that they do just kind of resonate. They have that very slow, easy moving feeling. And then between some of the harder stuff, I honestly don't listen to a lot of pop punk, but I started to recently. And some of the I can't really point out any specific. 4 Year Strong.
I've had more pop punk bands play on my podcast than I've ever actually listened to outside of it.
Yeah.
But it's entertaining. Just like any band, there's there's something about seeing a band live. Like, I've always said it about metal, like, something about whenever you go to a metal show, that's when you can appreciate it if you've not been a fan of it.
Yeah.
Like, seeing the power and the energy and the crowd.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, pop punk's something that I've never been, like, too definitively, like...
Yeah, I can't like, I wish I could, like, go and name off names, but I know I'm a fan of 4 Years Strong. It's basically pop punk with fucking breakdowns. It's fucking badass. But I've been listening to this band called Loath lately. They released an album this year called I Let It In and It Took Everything. And it's a fucking phenomenal album. I implore anyone to fucking listen to that album if you want to feel fucking sad and also badass. So I don't know how it works.
I mean, I suppose those two things are good to put together. If you're feeling sad, it's good to feel badass.
It's like it gives back, and that it's like you're getting what you want, and then it makes you feel fucking better about it.
And for those that don't know, Nathan is also a very accredited local musician. What about you, Nathan? What would you say some of your like big influences are?
So I had really started out loving soundtrack music in video games. I think video games have some of the best fucking music. Oh my god, like Sonic Adventure 2 Battle was my game. I was the person that actually used the like soundtrack listen feature in the options menu.
Oh, nice.
And just fucking played those songs on repeat. But
that's
a
how
lot
I
of those
got in the metal.
Yeah.
Doom. Doom's original track was just like Megadeth, Slayer, Metallica, Motorhead. They literally just took the songs and MIDI and put them into MIDI format. And this was some of the first MIDI data other than like Nintendo. I think MIDI actually originated with Super Mario Brothers. That's actually some of the first like digital MIDI that. Now, granted, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. There's comments and viewers.
Oh, yeah.
But sorry for cutting you out. But
yeah,
music, video game music and stuff like that.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Any Sonic?
Yeah, Sonic. In
Which
the Sonic Adventure games, they're like the 3D games.
Kick-ass soundtrack.
They basically went like pop punky power metal in their music, which radical riffs and guitars. So that got me really into like playing, wanting to play guitar, and great just sounding tracks, but just really well written too. It's insane, just it's crazy 3D Sonic game.
What about other musicians that you got in? What's your big well, if you had to pick like one guitarist, production, musician kind of guy that you really like fell into at an early age, what would you say?
I refer a lot to David Maximasic, who is a Serbian guitarist in Serbia, and he has one of the best, like whenever you listen to his songs, they sound just so empowering and epic and fucking fulfilling. So and it kind of just sends a positive message. The message behind his third EP was all about music for the sake of music. So like sticking to that. Anytime that I feel like I'm in a rut, like I'm stuck on a song or something like that, but then everyone gets that feeling of wanting to create another song in the middle of that because they suddenly have another idea. It's just like, okay, like I'll finish this one first, but I need to get to that song, and it builds that anticipation and it keeps you working. So it's...
I have musical ADHD. I'm like, ooh, 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 ooh.
Yeah.
Which also is part of how this podcast...
Yeah, I'll work on like 3 songs at a time, like... It's fun, though.
Oh, yeah. Nathan, what about you? Any specific musicians?
Yeah, namely Hiromi Uehara. She's a jazz pianist. It was the first time I had really ever seen in a jazz context like chaos being used, and then seeing the band respond to chaos just made me think like, wow, you can literally do anything up in here that you want. And so and just seeing her just so impassioned and playing like that, it resonated with me because there's just nothing like playing music. Y'all know.
That's the performance.
It's one of those, kind of like I said earlier, like food is one of the best parts about being human. So is music. It's like, because everybody has their own flair to it, and everybody can do it wonderfully, and nobody's the same.
Universally understood, however.
also people can collaborate and it becomes a whole other thing. Like,
Yeah.
That's another reason I do this kind of thing. It's just something about what happens between those few minutes between whenever somebody really cares about a song and really is enjoying performing that song. Like, you can tell whenever it's like the performance versus the execution.
Yes, the passion.
Yeah. So where are you originally from?
I'm from, I was born in Louisville, Texas, so not too far from here. And I lived in Denton all of my life until I was 23. I got the opportunity to move out to Colorado, where I explored more proggy stuff in my music, and then I moved to Florida after being there for 3 years. Colorado is amazing also. You should go there, take a vacation, move there, do something. It's awesome.
Yeah, definitely go there.
It's fucking cool.
Like, if you're not used to, like, geography, it's just like, just driving around, you're just like, oh my goodness, this is pretty.
I'm a fan of that kind of culture shock, though. Like,
oh yeah, most definitely. Like, I've done more traveling in the past, like, 3 years than I've done, like, pretty much other than, like, Boy Scouts in my early life.
Yeah.
So, like, it's so nice when you just go to that place and you're just like, oh man, I don't even remember what I was worried about last week. Like, that's so nice.
People are so nice there too. Like,
they're awesome.
Honestly, people, from what I'm finding, people are pretty nice fucking everywhere I've went so far. Like,
yeah.
Like, Florida was good. Colorado's been good.
I met a lot of nice people in Florida, man.
Nathan, where are you from originally?
I was born in a Dallas hospital, and then lived in Louisville till I was like 3, and then
we're all North Texas boys.
yeah, you go born and
Straight
raised.
from the heart.
So, okay, we'll go back, like, to whenever you were around this area, since you have moved.
Yeah.
But the question that's fun for the local bands, what would you say is one of your favorite local venues? Like, it could be a bigger venue in Dallas, or it could be a venue in Denton, or, just.
Okay, well, I love going to Abbey Underground. Abbey Underground is, whenever it was there, but I've played a show at Andy's. That's really fun.
Andy's is fun.
They have a cool setup there too with the balcony.
Also, if you haven't been to the new Rubber Gloves reopened, and also they remodeled. It is gorgeous.
Really?
I've been there a couple times.
It is.
I've been wanting to go.
I played there, and I went there both as a concert performer and also concert goer. It is a wonderful spot.
Man.
Yeah,
Did they fix the sound in that room?
All new PA, it sounds great.
Yeah.
Like, they have now, like, a little piano, I refer to it as the piano lounge right by the bar,
Yeah.
where they have acts, but they have the main stage, and then they also built a really nice concrete outdoor stage. Okay. They put on acts there. It looks great.
That's dope. I'm really happy to hear that they came back, because I know we've been losing a lot of businesses around.
Oh, yeah. And it seems like they've been able, because they have, drive-in movie nights, and they've been doing oddball stuff to keep going through COVID. But they were having regular gigs up until COVID hit. It was like, oh man, Rubber Gloves is the spot to go to in Denton.
Yeah,
It's
it's a cool venue. I've helped out there a couple of times. I've drank there a couple of times.
Yeah, now that place is a fun place.
It's dope.
Any spots you want to shout out, Nathan? I know you would say Abbey Underground.
Oh, I love this place called Rubber Gloves. Really nice green room for the band.
They do have a nice green room.
Yeah. It's cool though. You could go to the piano lounge and just play piano if you're doing a live stream thing with your band and get away and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's different from the loud, constant people experience that I'm used to at shows as a band. And then, I don't know, but.
It fucking sounds just like a lot of. I want to see it again. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, I mean, I'm not asking you to move back to the area because some people need to move off. Just come back and visit more often.
Yeah, I'll try to visit more often.
So what would you say your favorite band from the area that you've known has been?
So I haven't been around.
Well, it could have been an old band. It could have been.
Then I would have referred to Megatherium, but that's way back then.
I mean, that's fine. Are any of these guys still in projects or anything?
So I'm not aware of what their musical projects are, although it would very much surprise me if they did not get themselves involved in one, because they are all extremely talented. So
Megatherium.
Megatherium. Yeah, there's
I believe Simon's in Rayclone.
Oh, Rayclone?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I have yet to hear that, but I really want to hear it. Because I know he took up drumming a couple of years ago, and he's improved a lot, so that's fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What's the best show y'all have ever been to?
Good question.
Okay, so can I name off a couple?
Yeah.
Okay, so I recently went, I think it was March or something like that. Macedon and Coheed and Cambria and As I Lay Dying were playing a show.
That would be a good show.
Yeah, so As I Lay Dying opened. Macedon played all of Crack the Sky.
Oh, I know that. I was supposed to go to that concert. Looking back on COVID, it's like, why didn't you waste the money? You were worried about money. Money is nothing after COVID.
I fucking love Crack the Sky, dude.
Oh, yes. That whole album's killer.
I used to play Fallout New Vegas a lot. And I would always have just like Crack the Sky, a bunch of Macedon like in the background while I'm fucking sitting there shooting shit, investigating shit.
Oh yeah,
that's Fallout. Yeah, dude, that's my favorite Fallout. It's the best one.
Yeah, I keep waiting for a game that's gonna like hit as hard as good. Now also, Fallout New Vegas only became as amazing as it did post like 2 or 3 years of it being out because of the amount of mods that even came to consoles. Like, there's so many crazy mods for that game. Also, the base game is good. Don't
I love the base game.
They made that game in under a year on a crunch.
But that was also running off of an engine.
Yeah, and then
like you had the Fallout engine, and so it's not like building an engine. But right, yes, that still like narration, like all the little details, all that.
It's so packed with content, and
it feels like they gave the producers a lot of creative freedom with that.
Really impactful choices, like.
Yeah, there was some really good narration to that.
Did you play Outer Worlds?
Oh yes. My only complaint about Outer Worlds is I went into it expecting a Fallout New Vegas level of like hours of experience, but let's be honest, it was a little short.
It was short. Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah. And that's because they want Outer Worlds too. Yeah. They really want that next. Now, guys, make us a game that has the size and the scope that we want of that. But engine-wise, it was...
The planets are such a good idea.
Yeah, it was, as far as, like, it was a great game. Like, it's just, like, you were playing it as, like, that's it. It felt like all of a sudden I did turn the guy in.
Yeah.
Like, the ending was just like, oh, well...
Apparently, you can turn him in from the very beginning.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is it feels like you walk out the door and just turn him in, and it's like, oh...
I love that. There's a scientist that saves you from cryogenic freezing disruption.
Yeah, the whole premise of the game is like there's this like colony that was like wrote off by a corporation, and it's just like these super intelligent people
from Earth,
like left in like cryo sleep, and you are one person that was able to that this guy brought out, and he's trying to get all of them. Because it would like be super. It's like the best of our species,
like
kind of thing.
The best scientist, the best.
Yeah, and so. Like, he is wanted by, like, the space police. And you could, as soon as you get out, you could be like, hey, I know where he is.
Yeah.
And just end the game right there.
He's right there.
Well, it's kind of like Far Cry 4, Pagan Men. Where he's like, wait right here while he goes and torches the guy. If you just wait there for 10 minutes, he comes back, he's like, here's where your mother's shrine is. There you go. Flies off a helicopter, game over.
Whoa!
It's just like just a little like alternate ending that happens right at the beginning. little fun shit like that.
Game devs are funny. Oh man.
So what other bands have you been in?
So first band I was in was called Supermoza. It was a 4-piece, and we just did like some jam band stuff. Like we just wrote some jams and had a lot of fun with it. Me and him were always trading off solos, and we had Sauce on bass.
Yeah.
And Nick on drums. Nick is a machine. He's an absolute machine. And then after that, we converted to
the Catatonic Imperative.
And that was like a funk rock band.
The songs were more structured in that one. Still kind of jam rock.
Yeah.
I think it was really good for us to be in those two bands to really play off of people and just play music with friends.
It was funny. We knew of each other like before we had met in high school, but like it wasn't until we were both in band that we had met, and then we were like, dude, fuck these guys, like, and because they were dicks, they were fucking dicks.
It happens.
And then after that, we were just like, we're gonna fucking make some good ass music, like to spite them, and it's fucking. That's kind of how it was because they were telling me some really mean shit that I don't know if I should say, but
I'd say it. They said you can't be successful unless you go to school. Like, you can't be successful in music unless you go to school. And what is considered successful is totally a circus. And like,
I know a lot of people who went to school for music, and they're about at the exact same position I'm in. But the difference is they have a lot of college debt for it.
yeah.
But the difference is drive versus just going to school. Now, granted, I know a lot of people who also went to school and really made the most of it, now are doing a lot of crazy good things and earning. So it's all about, schooling
it's in the way people learn,
Yeah, and it's not that schooling isn't bad. Schooling is good. It's just, that's a terrible way to describe music.
Yeah, I might have stayed in band if he'd be like, do what you want. Music is very variable, and you have your choices, so you can go with school, or if you don't want to, there's resources to learn.
I think
and do what you want.
We both wanted to be in jazz
I wanted to
band.
hear that.
Both wanted to be in
Oh,
jazz
yeah.
band. And we couldn't be in jazz band without taking up another instrument.
Oh, yeah, well, usually you can't be in jazz, the way my school was, you can't be in jazz band unless you're, in marching band.
And like
Yeah,
a pit.
exactly.
You have to be at least the pit. You have to be in it's circumstances. It's weird, I actually saw, photos of my old band director, 2 days ago. It's oh, shit, I'm getting old, the linear cycle of life.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they have me behind timpanis with my Schecter Damien with bats on the fretboard. I have these timpani mallets and a bass amp I'm playing through and a Digitech multi-effect pedal, and he put a little piece of foil on my guitar to get a little sitar sound. I felt so ridiculous there in the pit with the timpani, but I had such a blast anyway.
Timpanis are so, but dum dum. Yeah. They gave me they put me on the rack, and they also gave me the gong.
Yeah.
And so it was very mellow, just making sure I timed that right. On and then every once in a while I have to run back and get the fucking bass.
Which, admit, that's part of fun.
That's cool. That was fun.
So, what would you say the best show you've ever played?
Best show I ever played. We did a. I like telling the story a lot. We did a Battle of the Bands a long time ago in Denton at a church, and it was Rivet.
Open up this fucking pit.
Yeah, there was shit like that. There was
It's still on YouTube.
It's still on YouTube. Yeah, Rivet Live. And
Rivet! Y'all didn't mention that one earlier.
Rivet was our baby.
Yeah,
that was
it's our prog band that lasted the longest.
Yeah, and we wrote a bunch of stuff. We were coming out with concept albums, and then, but that show at that church, we were saying all sorts of inappropriate shit. One of my lines is literally in nines. Stupid goddamn bitch motherfucker at the end of one of my lines, and it just goes into a fucking breakdown, and then it goes into some crazy ass prog, and so the lights are flashing, but you can see some of the older folks in the back shit. Damn, I didn't know. Did they vet these bands? It was fun though. It was.
That's funny. There was most definitely a meeting.
Yeah. Let's listen to their music next time.
That's funny.
So much fun though, and the people there were great. We played with Megatherian there too.
Yeah, Megatherian was there.
Yeah, Megatherian was there.
Our friend bands.
Fierce Band.
Yeah.
Fierce Band.
There's a lot of camaraderie there with the bands, the prog bands.
Yeah, we had a little circle of prog bands that we would just get together and fucking. We always meet at shows and play together.
I know how that is. We have our little circle of bands that it's just like we had this festival that we threw. It's possible that I saw you at one of them.
Probably.
So we hosted and we threw a heavy metal food drive in Denton at Fannin House Holding Cell, and it was 3 canned food. Sorry for everybody who's heard this a million times. It was 3 canned goods per person to get in, and once we got that, it all went to the Denton County Community Food Center or whatever. Okay. The food pantry that's around here. Yeah. But damn, I forgot what got me on this story. The cycle of bands. So, and like literally every band that's like signed up for that festival, when we were asking for bands to sign up, like we're all so still close with, and like we talk to constantly. I had Stone Wolf, which was one of the bands on season 1. Then I have Malconstruct that's going to be on season 2 with y'all. That's going to be here a little bit later in January. But like so many bands that are just like we constantly were at shows and it was like, oh, hey, we got a show coming up. Hey, you want to line? Yeah, all right, get on. But yeah, dude, it's nice how like bands seem to run together in these areas.
Yeah, dude. There's a lot of community, especially, and then there's some good community where I moved to in Fort Collins, Colorado. That shit's dope. And then they have a pretty good music scene in Melbourne too. I'm still exploring more of that, but they're still out there. It's kind of cool. It sucks because it's fucking COVID, but like when the bars are open, I'm just out there on the street, you know.
Oh yeah.
But like you'll see some of these other places open.
Well, a good guitar case and a good song can equal some cash in it. Like now also like figure out what the local music scene is and then get a shit ton of covers. So that way in between your songs you're doing covers. Because then it's just
that's what I've started doing more.
Because if you can do that, like if somebody's like, hey, play this song, hold on, let me, and have like a little stand for your phone, so that way you can pull it up and be like, all right, ultimate guitar, and there we go. Okay, it doesn't matter if you play it perfect. Some drunk guy will give you $5 to play Friends in Low Places.
I played Creep on the street once, and someone heard me play it, and they were like, "What the fuck, Radiohead? Like, here you go," and they handed me a fucking 20.
See?
I was like, shit.
All right, so guys, this is a perfect place to come through. So, what was our first song?
Our first song is a song called Obsession, and that one is just about unhealthy habits in terms of thinking and the way that...
I thought it was about positive mental health, but clearly I was wrong.
Well, it's just, the idea that two people can, like, be wrong and right, like everyone is. So, and that one was one of the first songs I had written after I went through something, and it's been kind of what I start with. I always start with it. It's my opener. It's very exciting. It's like pop. It's kind of like close to that pop punk like taste I was going for. At least I'm trying. I mean, I don't know if I have it down, but it's a fun song. It gets me screaming, and it's it's nice and sweet and short.
So what about song 2? What were we going to be hearing now?
So that one is Ghost of a Lover. So the verses are basically just sad and fucked up. Try to give a fuck while you're mad and stuck up. And it's just about, shit that you can go through in a fight. Like if someone's being stubborn, like, I don't know if I want to keep this in.
Our viewers have no clue who you're talking about. You may do.
I don't really like that I'm like thinking about it. But, like,
it's okay. So Ghost of a Lover is our next one.
Yeah. So that's the second song.
Eject. All right. So guys, we have Victor Navarro and Nathan Finner here. So this will be Ghost of a Lover. We will be right back.
Sad and fucked up, sad and fucked up, sad and fucked up. I'm so sad and fucked up. I'm bad and out of luck, bad and out of luck. Tried to give a fuck while you're mad and stuck up. I'm so sad and fucked up, sad and fucked up, sad and fucked up. I'm so sad and fucked up. I'm bad and out of luck, bad and out of luck. Tried to give a fuck while you're mad and stuck up. I'm so sad and fucked up, sad and fucked up, sad and fucked up. I'm so sad and fucked up. I'm bad and out of luck, bad and out of luck. Tried to give a fuck while you're mad and stuck up. I'm a ghost of a lover. I'd love to haunt another, but I'm splitting as I try to overcome. I'm left there feeling so dumb. Ghost of a lover. I'd love to haunt another, but I'm splitting as I try to overcome. I'm left there feeling so dumb. Fucked up, sad, fucked up, sad, fucked up, sad, fucked up. I'm bad and out of luck, bad and out of luck. Tried to give a fuck while you're mad and stuck up. I'm so sad and fucked up, sad, fucked up, sad, fucked up. I'm so sad and fucked up. I'm bad and out of luck, bad and out of luck. Tried to give a fuck while you're mad and stuck up. I'm so sad and fucked up, sad and fucked up, sad and fucked up. I'm so sad and fucked up. I'm bad and out of luck, bad and out of luck. Tried to give a fuck while you're mad and stuck up. I'm a ghost of a lover. I'd love to haunt another, but I'm splitting as I try to overcome. I'm left there feeling so dumb. Ghost of a lover. I'd love to haunt another, but I'm splitting as I try to overcome. I'm left there feeling so dumb. How does it look so bad from the other side? And the love we had was quite a ride. I'm so sad and fucked up, sad and fucked up, sad and fucked up, sad and fucked up. I'm bad and out of luck, bad and out of luck. Tried to give a fuck while you're mad and stuck up. I'm so sad and fucked up, sad and fucked up, sad and fucked up. I'm so sad and fucked up. I'm bad and out of luck, bad and out of luck. Tried to give a fuck while you're mad and stuck up. I'm so sad and fucked up, sad and fucked up, sad and fucked up. I'm so sad and fucked up. I'm bad and out of luck, bad and out of luck. Tried to give a fuck while you're mad and stuck up.
Alright, welcome back. So that was, what was our second song? Hey, what do you got?
That was Ghost of a Lover.
Ghost of a Lover.
Mm-hmm.
How long has that song been, I think? When did you write it?
So I wrote it about 2 months ago. And it's been one of those really, so I go busking in Melbourne a lot, and it's just one of those songs that I really love getting to hype the people up with. You know, I get vulgar, I get loud, like, it's just a lot of fun being able to kind of like be aggressive in that way.
Have that high energy.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one of my favorites.
Most that actually answers one of my other questions, which was, what's one of your favorite ways to hype the crowd?
Yeah.
Knock that out. So, what was the first instrument you played?
Guitar. Although I wish I would have started with keyboard.
When did you start this?
When did I start playing guitar?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was 11, so we are going on 15 years.
Ah, okay, so that means you're 26?
Yes.
Okay.
Math.
So, what is the first album that you can remember listening to on repeat?
That would have to be Dark Side of the Moon, for sure. Just Floyd, because my dad, whenever we were growing up, we would, he always had that. To this day, he still has it on. Anytime I get in the car with him, it's straight Floyd. Just like, that, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and there was, we listened to The Who a lot. Like, they're amazing.
Any specific album that you preferred from Who?
A Pinball Wizard.
Right.
That shit's dope.
What would you say your favorite of your own song is?
That's a very good question.
And it can be whether or not a song that we have or haven't heard.
Okay. I think.
So I know you love Oops, I Did It Again. I know that.
Yeah, I do. I really. Yeah, I do love that cover.
You do a
cover.
very killer cover.
It's
actually, you inspired me to even want to learn how to do party covers. I refer, like, whenever I talk to some of my students up at work, I'm like, I have referred to the fact that, like, you have done the Oops, I Did It Again cover, and I've seen the entire party shut down and sing along with you. And it's like, yeah, like, they're like, turn that shit off. Oops, I did it. Like, and I'm like, okay, see, some sing-alongs can be done fucking proper.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, the guy with the acoustic guitar in the corner might not always be the bad thing, because as a like lead guitarist, I always wanted to avoid that trope. Yeah. But like, I realized, oh, it can be done properly.
Yeah.
So I learned a bunch of like acoustic covers after that.
Yeah, I would like walk into parties and just be like, yo, like I have some new stuff I'm working on. You guys want to hear it? Like, and
most people at a party like, woo, Sarah. Yes.
Get them over here right now.
All right, so wait, we never actually got to the answer. Favorite of your own songs?
Oh shit!
My new favorite of yours is Insatiable.
Insatiable.
Well,
yeah, the Hello That I Know. That one.
Mine's God Whore.
God Whore?
Yeah, God Whore.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, now God Whore.
Yes.
God Whore is a good song.
I also write
SoundCloud.
I also write prog.
What cynical?
It's. I need to change it. I need to change it to cynical, but it's Cynical Production.
Well, yes, I like the cynical or cynical. Well, yeah, I've always pronounced it cynical. And I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Like cynical, that's cool.
Yeah,
I never thought of it like that.
Yeah, that's how I've always.
I always read it cynical.
Yeah, I've always
cynical is fucking cool.
Like I because you got the cynical like
that sounds dope.
Yeah, that's just what I always heard it as. But like, I'll still regularly go back to your SoundCloud. Like, not like I'll say like at least 3 or 4 times a year where I'm just like, oh, because I'm like, what am I hearing? Oh yeah, God Whore. I gotta listen to this.
Dude, yeah, God Whore. I really. That's the 9-minute epic that I worked for like a year on, and you got to watch me work on it when I was in that house with you.
Yeah, no, that's just like
you let me borrow your guitar to do the solos.
Oh yeah,
yeah, dude, that shit was that guitar played so great.
I completely forgot about that.
This guy saved me whenever I was too broke to buy strings because I was too busy spending money on alcohol. Like to fucking like help me out with like musically with like anything that I needed. Like if I needed a mic.
You got a lot of fucking music done there though. Like you, despite the fact that like you had your personal issues going on, you got a lot done there. Like you're the amount of times you sit in your room just like. But you're like, you had something done. It was like, yeah, I might have been shit-faced, but check this out. Click.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty dope.
It's all about,
like,
it's just fun, dude. It's fun.
Yeah. So mine was God Whore. Yours was?
Insatiable.
So what about yours?
I actually really... I still listen to God Whore sometimes. I think out of these new songs that I've written, I think it would have to be Obsession. It's short and sweet. And it's a very active song. I get to hop around a lot. It's fun, and it's very familiar with the chords, and it's thematic in some cases towards my other songs. So it's cool. I like it. It's very inspired to me.
So where did y'all two actually meet? Because yet again, they've been in multiple bands together, and Nathan, Victor. Technically, I've been trying to get on the books for months before this episode actually occurred. And this morning, I wake up, I'm literally sitting on the toilet, and I get, yo, what are you doing? I only have to do 35 minutes of music today, but you want to hang out? And I'm like, oh, let's get your episode done. I've been trying to get this motherfucker to book.
Mm-hmm.
But, so, this was an impulsive thing. Now, Nathan also it is one of our old friends who like was impulsively brought over here too. So this was a very spontaneous situation. So it's nice to have the extra family members in the cast. That like it makes it more entertaining. So where did y'all first originally meet?
Yeah, so
high school, right?
yeah, high school. So
What high school?
Lake Dallas High. We were both in
Southside represent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, Lake Dallas.
We were both in band training for like preemptive, like with all the marching and stuff. So we met there and we were just talking about music. He showed me Cynic, and I was like, "Fuck yeah," which is like this really old school prog band, and we just kept talking about like fucking prog and like trying to make music. And I was like, "Dude, we can make some music." Like, and then he taught me how to compose. He taught me how to.
Well, from the moment I met you, I was very impressed with you as a musician.
He's
like
been
whenever you
incredible.
met me,
He's
you were
playing
like
jazz at 16.
so far further than me as a guitar. When y'all met me, I was like at the end of my like hip hop days, and like I was.
You were rapping.
Well, the band that you were like, oh, I recognize that bass. That was the first bass I picked up to play in the first band since I had quit basically playing guitar from my falling out from my like 3-year stint from the last band I was with. But the nice part about all that hip hop stuff is I learned production, which there's obvious benefits to that. So
of course,
but so it's just crazy to go back and think about like the course of actions that brought all of us here, that also created the products that we have. Like you wouldn't have the set list that you have if you hadn't gone to Florida.
Yeah,
and also probably had the experiences in Colorado.
True, and I was not writing a lot of music when I was in Colorado. I was and then I got to Florida and it just started pouring out.
So what musicians do you admire?
So, long time admirer of Jimmy Page. Love Jimmy Page. David Maximus Seish, composer, producer. I love Dave Grohl. He has a fucking awesome energy. Kind of gets in your face and is like really awesome. And he's just a fucking good person too.
Only thing he's ever overdosed on is caffeine. He drank like 7 pots of coffee in like an hour, and he had to be admitted to the hospital because of heart arrhythmias. It's a true story. You can look that up. Also, speaking of that, have you ever seen Sound City?
No.
Oh.
What is that?
Okay, so we're getting a little off track from the podcast here. It's a documentary that Dave Grohl produced, and it is about. So it starts with Sound City is the studio that Fleetwood Mac became a band in. Okay. It is the studio that The Who filmed in, Slipknot recorded their Iowa in, Slayer recorded South of Heaven and Rain and Blood there. It's like this studio that like everybody worked with up in Hollywood. Like it was down in like the fucking burbs of Hollywood. Like, but so Dave Grohl, he was talking about the history of this place because the place was going under, and he was like, well, doing his Dave Grohl thing. So the first half is like the history of Sound City, which is the actual venue, the actual studio that they did. The second half is Dave Grohl. Since they were going under, Dave Grohl bought out like most of the gear that they had and took the Neve console that they had and moved it into his place. And what he did is he had everybody who came in recorded come through. There's the second half of the video or of the movie. He's sitting there and you watch him make a song with Paul McCartney. You watch him make a song with Stevie Nicks. You watch him make a song with Corey Taylor from Slipknot, like a huge variety of people, and it's just like, here's like a quick little cut of what we were doing, and then here's the full song, and you can watch us in the studio. But like it's like a 2.5 hour movie, and it was cool because it's like, here's the history of all these bands, and also it's filled with interviews from the producers and engineers and band members. Like seriously, the guys from U2 come through. Like it's like, turns out so many of the bands filmed on this. But the only reason I bring that up, sorry, fucking. Also, if y'all haven't seen it, check it out. Sound City.
Sounds dope.
It's crazy good. It's like a 2.5 hour thing, but it's, like I said, it's narrated by Dave Grohl. He talks with all these different people, and it's super entertaining. Also, he made a album from it.
Oh, yeah.
There's like a 24 song album that's like, this one is Dave Grohl and Paul McCartney. This is Dave Grohl and Stevie Nicks. This is blah blah.
Yeah.
But, and there's other people who didn't like actually make it into the movie that he also had come through. But like, because apparently like this specific mixer board that they had basically like had something like 300 platinum records filmed or recorded off of it. Like it's like, this is like one of the places. Like I said, Buckingham Nicks was recording, and then they heard this dude playing guitar, and then he came in. Like, this is where some of these iconic bands fucking formed. And details of that may vary. Don't crucify me. I've already been crucified. So, sorry for getting a little bit off track, but I highly recommend checking that out.
I'll check it out, bro.
Highly recommend, because it's a really good watch. So, do you have any favorite forms of books, media, video games, TV shows, stuff that you really like, the top things, like, top like entertainment that you like to consume outside of music?
Well, I play a lot of video games.
Got 3 that you're like, oh my god about?
So Left 4 Dead 2.
Oh yes. That is a IP that is like,
they're coming out with a new one called Back 4 Blood.
Yes.
And I'm super stoked.
Me too.
It's not Left 4 Dead 3, but it's basically, it's the same
as long
people who
as
made the game. It's literally the same people who made the game. I'm so
as long
excited.
as the next one that comes out is Left 4 Dead, we're fine.
Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm. Like, also, it can be the reboot. Like,
Yeah.
but number 4
Yeah,
needs
that's
to be
what it
named
is.
Left 4.
Dude, I'll show
Dead.
you, dude. It's awesome.
Well, I'll check that. I'll check that. But
I
yeah,
can't wait. I'm so
because
excited for
they
it.
never made a 3. This will be 3.
Yeah, it's the whole Valve thing where they can't really make a third part of the series.
Oh,
for some
so it's
reason.
like, oh, okay. It's like the producer's like, fuck them. We don't need the name.
Back for Blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
This is actually the first I'm hearing about that.
Yeah, I'm excited for like different special zombies. That's gonna be interesting.
See, I know nothing about this, but I
check out the trailer.
Yeah,
It's cool.
It's fucking awesome.
So Left 4 Dead 2. What else?
Left 4 Dead 2. So
Any books or any movies or any TV? Because I like getting the wide range.
So
wide
I'm
variety.
trying to think of like a movie
range.
that I can't really think of a movie right now. I'm blanking
Can't think
out.
of. Fair enough. Any shows that you've been watching that you've just been enjoying the fuck out of?
Have you guys ever seen Happy?
Yes.
I fucking love Happy, dude.
The
That
only
show is
reason
so
the only
insane.
thing I'm not happy about is the fact that it doesn't have any more seasons. It was
I know.
canceled.
Okay, so
And if y'all are watching this, I doubt you are. Bring Happy back. Oh my god. That was such a good show. Or at least give us a resolution. Like give us like a
they always,
3-part series or something like.
They leave it
like-
out on a cliffhanger because
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Well, I'm just saying,
It
like,
keeps
if you're
you
gonna,
ready, you're like, I
like,
have to see the
in
next
this
season.
day and age, if you're gonna cancel a show, give us an ending. Like,
Yeah.
don't leave a show, like, in this day and age. Like, come on, I would pay $20 to be able to stream video on demand a 2-hour final episode of Happy.
dude.
Like, that would be wonderful. Do you know the show we're talking about?
I have not seen any of that.
Well,
Okay, so let's get the premise. So we have this old, grizzled police officer. Also, actually, you know that standard cop dude from CSI, FBI?
I saw Law and Order SVU.
Yeah, he just
that's-
standard cop dude from Actually, here.
Literally him.
Normal
Christopher
cop number 3.
Christopher Maloney, I think.
Well, you'll know his face as soon as.
Yeah, I think his name is Christopher Maloney. He's fucking
Yeah, you got it right.
excellent.
Yeah, him.
Oh yeah, that's the dude.
Yeah, so he's been a cop. He's been in so many so basically it is him, and it's just he's his main character, a grizzled old cop who all of a sudden, he's a hard alcoholic from his job, seeing all these horrific fucking things over. Well, so he's he's a massive alcoholic. All of a sudden,
Max Payne, basically.
All of a sudden, he starts thinking he's hallucinating an imaginary friend, Happy. The horse. The magic horse, of course.
Patton Oswalt.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Turns out Happy is his daughter's imaginary friend, and his daughter's been kidnapped. And Happy has forced himself into his reality so that way he can save his daughter. And then afterwards, at the end of it, it's like, well, I'm not her imaginary friend anymore. I'm yours. Yeah. and then we go into season 2. It got canceled for season 3. Granted, it was on Sci-Fi. So now, granted, Sci-Fi sells their properties. Sci-Fi sell it to Netflix. I will Netflix buy that shit.
You got the money.
You know we watch it. You know the metrics.
It's amazing. It's such a weird show. And it's so it's like did you ever see Crank?
Oh, yeah. No,
it's
like hyper violence.
Oh, no way.
It's hyper violence met with fucking challenge show. It's just like it goes from you see this dude just face getting pummeled, and then all of a sudden it's just like little cartoon kid. Well, this is unfortunate, isn't it? It's just floating around. It's ridiculous.
I would say it's like Max Payne and The Punisher.
Meets Teletubbies.
Cool.
A little bit, yeah. it gets really.
Yeah, it's very dark, but also it's
those some parts where you're just like, ooh,
it's a show meant for bipolar people.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do a lot of
juxtaposition.
Yeah.
All right.
That's such a great show.
What popular song do you hate?
Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Okay. Overplayed. I get it.
Yeah. Every time I hear it turn on, I'm just like, But yeah, it's just not a big fan, but it's just my taste.
Fair enough. So, do you prefer to write in the studio or in the room? Like band? Would you rather be in a room full of musicians working on making and pushing out a new song, or would you rather be alone, sitting there with a computer tracking out studio work?
All day. Yeah, I would be alone.
Studio work?
Yeah. I mean, it's also...
And then take it to the room and it's like, all right, we have the song, let's work on it afterwards.
Yeah.
What about you, Nathan?
I think it just changes. It just is different every time. Sometimes I will write the lyrics and the drums first if it's going to be a louder song. And other times I just want to sit at a piano and just have my phone and write lyrics down and whatever comes out.
Well, it's music. Fortunately, is all about whatever is fluid. So it's just some people have that specific. That's oh no, this is what I like to do.
Yeah.
All right. So what is the final song we're gonna be, third song we're gonna be hearing?
The third song is Insatiable. And that song is basically the feelings that I had before I moved out to Florida. Because I really enjoyed my life in Colorado. But at the same time, I felt like I wasn't progressing in the way that I wanted to. So I just packed up and moved to Florida. And
so I remember you were living in Colorado, and then all of a sudden I was like, Florida. Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, and I get that all the time too, especially from Floridans. They're just like, you moved here?
Fair enough.
And so I've like I said, I'm a big fan of culture shock. So I've never lived by the beach or anything. I've never been in very humid air or in the type of place where there's a lot of partying, a lot of town unification. Like everyone that I've met in Melbourne is so proud of that place, and they always talk about how rich the heritage is, and it's a nice place. What were we talking about?
Well, alright, so, third song.
Third song. Oh, yes.
Insatiable.
Yes.
Alright, so we will be back. That was Insatiable, or we are going to Insatiable by Victor Navarro.
It could be a triumph. It could be the key to rule the fucking world. A love like life to me. Automatic doors, like they were calling me. And funny that I picked up and answered it. Hell that I know that was following, calming me temporarily. So insatiable, I'm like a fucking king. A taste of royalty. Hello, darling. Here I am, I'm steady, and I guess you're never ready to leave it all behind. All those lovely sights and all those lovely nights. This feeling's kinda heavy, but remember when I said we would rule the world and live on our own terms. Hello that I know that was following, calming me temporarily. So insatiable, I'm like a fucking king. A taste of royalty. Hello, darling. Yeah, sure, it gets a little scary, but when the pain is never ending, you may want a little control, and it takes a little bit of bending. The rules that you may think are there, break free and then tell me that you have regrets. Regrets. Hello that I know that was following, calming me temporarily. So insatiable, I'm like a fucking king. A taste of royalty. Hello, darling.
Welcome back to Audio Carnage Podcast. That was song 3, which was Insatiable?
Correct.
Yes. Alright, so how long have you had this collective of songs?
So I started writing it just a little bit before I left for Florida. I have a few more songs on this album that I didn't play tonight that I started during that time period, and that's I Told My Therapist About You. and there's one other one. But yeah, I've been working on this collection of songs since basically, I would say last May.
I was about to say, I forgot we were talking about songs. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm flattered I made that much of an impact. That's
Awesome.
So, what would you say some of your favorite spots in Melbourne are?
So when I go to the bar, it's like there's Foo Bar, there's Off the Track. There's a bunch of places on that little strip. I've been to some dive bars in Melbourne Beach,
What
too.
major city is Melbourne closest to?
I would say it's about an hour southeast of Orlando.
Okay. Because I've been to Orlando, and I got a buddy down in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, so that's a lot.
And I have
So
a
that's
couple
about 2
friends-
hours south from us.
Yeah, I have a couple friends in Miami.
Fort
Whenever I went to Orlando, we were debating about going down to Miami, but it was like, oh, that's a long ass drive, and we didn't want to do that.
Yeah, Miami's cool too.
But so you're closer to the Orlando aspect of it.
Yeah.
As soon as I landed there, we went to Super Saiyan.
Oh, dude, I really wanted to go there.
Yeah, no,
I heard so much. It's a Dragon Ball Z themed noodle shop restaurant.
Yeah,
It's dope.
I didn't know it. I've heard about it and I've seen it on like Reddit and stuff. But like as soon as I landed, I told my buddy, I was like, all right, I need to go get food.
Yeah.
And afterward, we went to go. Like I didn't have anything preference, like, because after flying, you're like, of course, makes you hungry. And so you're like, all right, we're just trying to decide now. We were, like, debating as we were driving back that dealer. And basically, like, we wanted food. No fast food sounded good. We wanted something a little more sit down, a little more, like, traditional or whatever. Yeah. And he was just like, oh, I got an idea. And he pulls up, and we get to the Super Saiyan place, and I walk in and I was like, holy shit.
It looks so dope.
It's seriously everything. I actually have a Dragon Ball from it. Upstairs I have one. But, like, I'm not a one for pho or, like, ramen too much, but, like, that was a wonderful experience. Especially considering, like, I was going to see my buddy. Like, it was just like a bullshit experience. Like, and then it's like, oh, hey, well, this is novelty as fuck.
Yeah, dude. That's a fucking... I've always wanted to visit that spot. I need to.
I mean,
it's one of the things that I really want to do. There's just so much shit to do in Orlando. Like,
I had a blast. Fortunately, we got to walk into the parks because his family, worked there.
Yeah.
So his uncle, was like, all right, we're just going to walk in. Like, here's my pass, leave me alone. Go with me.
That's awesome.
It's like, oh, shit.
That's fucking dope.
Also, if you're going to go do that shit, go in the off-season because you can ride so many more rides.
Mm-hmm. We got the same rule at Six Flags. Go when it's cold.
Alright. Hold on. Six Flags can be good whenever it's cold because there is physics in what...
Me and my friend made the mistake of going on that water log ride.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's flat, and it's like dirty water, and it's fucking like it's cold as shit.
Well, the physics of a cold roller coaster is that, like, correct me if I'm wrong, scientist, but from what I understand, on the cold, because of the metal, the roller coasters actually go faster. Like, so certain, I
doubt that.
Well, like, the red, yellow, black one, the toboggan ride,
yes.
It was like La Vibora.
The snake.
It was called the La Vibora, and then, or something like that.
I thought it was like a Anaconda or something?
Something like that.
Yeah.
But and then it became the toboggan ride or whatever. But, like, so I went there and we had, like, whenever I was a little kid, and we rode that thing probably about 20 times in the day because it was one of those weird days. And then it got dark and it got cold. And we noticed that as it got cold, all of a sudden we started getting air and stuff because it's, and, I told my kid again, I'm fucking going off sidetrack, sorry guys. Fucking, basically, like, it's something about, like, the way, like, because the metal is cold, it's more firm, and so that means, like, there's less resistance on it, and so all of a sudden the roller coasters are just, like, a little bit quicker.
That makes sense. That makes complete sense.
Yeah, yet again, I'm being a nerd. I'm sorry for sidetracking the podcast. Y'all didn't come here for science. Y'all came here for music.
This is a science show, dude.
No, it is not. I'm not Bill High, the science high.
Bill High? Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Alright, so... What was your first show?
My first show, first time I ever got on stage was with Super Mosa. We had learned a little rock. We learned Hot Air Balloon.
Mm.
We learned Hot Air Balloon, and we got to play at the House of Blues as a fill-in, which we were super excited about. Like, the spot was just paid for, and then the band didn't show up, so they're like, hey, you guys want to fill in? We're like, yeah.
Like the main stage.
Yeah, the main, like the big main, and like, it was incredible. It was, that I literally was in the car ride back home that night, like saying, I know this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Like, I know that fucking, the feeling of the bass from Nick's kicks, like, behind you, just going through your entire body, and it's like,
that's why I like playing bass, because I love whenever it's like, oh, everybody feels it right here until it's gone, and it's just like, where is it? And then as soon as I'm like, boom!
dude.
Yeah, there's nothing better than watching that. You can almost see the...
Yeah, you think you can, like, feel it in the audience, but when you're up there, dude, it's like, it's so much more.
Yeah, you're feeling the toes.
Yeah,
you can feel every
rumbling through your body. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's so I always,
that's why I like a wood stage also.
yeah. It was just really impressive. And seeing some of the bands that I've seen there, I've seen Yes play on that stage. Run the Jewels play that stage. They're awesome. Fucking Opeth was there.
Yeah, I've seen Opeth on that stage twice.
Opeth's dope.
I saw Porcupine Tree on that stage.
I love that venue. I love that venue. And then I always think about that whenever I think about, like, why I like playing music, and it's that fucking feeling on stage, dude.
Yeah, there's
amazing.
There's an energy. There's something that, like, even if it's not that big of a crowd, even if it's like 20, 30 people crowd, something modest, something just fun, but they're engaged. They're really having a fun time. You can tell that they're like, it's been a rough week, but they're like, oh, like, this is a badass time. I'm happy to be here. I've got the perfect amount of shots in. Like,
dude, yeah.
You can see that vibe, and you can feel it. Like, you can't see them because of all the blurry lights and all the hot and sweat, hair in your eyes. But at that moment, it's just like that pure little, like, energy that you feel makes it.
Yeah, dude. Like,
makes that fucking 9 to 5 grind a little bit better. Which I don't know if any of us will be able to enjoy the full rock star experience that, like, some people had, but like, we are in this generation that, like, we all have that moment where we can get that good connection with the crowd.
Yeah.
And all it takes is the actual effort, because we are fortunately in a generation that no matter what genre, you have a audience. Like we have a lot of people who are, like, sitting there like,
true.
I want to consume. Like, I want to. I work my ass off. I have a little bit of extra money. I want something to throw that to. Because whenever you have something you like, it's nice whenever you see that small podcaster come up, or you see that small band blow up, or you see that guy making that TV show, and all of a sudden, you know that Mythbusters, that, blah blah blah. It's nice. It's a cool thing to see that small story. And also, we're in this generation where we all have access to the ability to put that out, should you choose to, and should you put the energy towards the, like,
have the drive,
like, putting energy towards a creative thing rather than a consumption or a destructive thing, because we can all be destructive.
Absolutely.
Especially for our own fucking selves. God damn. We are our own worst enemy.
That's what I like what you're doing for, like, musicians and artists and bands, because right now, this pandemic, that live music feeling is kind of sparse for a lot of people, and so
I'm lucky. I get to have that. I get to have the audience feeling, even though I'm working. It's just like, whenever I'm like, the reason you see me like focusing and moving, like you saw me moving around while you're doing it, it's because I'm actually like enjoying, like, oh, I don't get to watch the shows anymore. Yeah. This is the way I get to watch a show.
Yeah, you're documenting it. It's fucking dope.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Also, like, I get how y'all view it as altruistic, but also for me it is self-serving, and there's a fine line in between, and as long as I walk that line, that's all that matters.
Everybody wins.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody wins.
But also, most importantly, let's be real, the person that it's all about. There we go. AC baby. Big head dog. No, I was literally just pointing the camera over at Ace.
Oh, okay.
Little Ace.
I thought you were gonna point it at the other camera, like the you.
No,
not
the
audience.
Fuck the audience. Ace is the only one that matters. He's like, I'm asleep. Leave me alone.
He's big chilling.
So. Trying to think of a good final question. Normally I end with fuck, marry, kill of your own band, but I can't do that because we both know the answer. You're gonna fuck, marry, kill your whole self.
Mm-hmm. That's right. All in one go. With a push of a button.
Well, that's what autoerotic or autoerotic asphyxiation. Autoerotic asphyxiation. Right?
Oh my god.
It's like he strangled himself with headphones and an XLR cable. Right before he came.
And then
he
just
came
exploded. Just fucking exploded.
A lot of emotions at once.
Alright, favorite horror icon? Of the classic. You ain't gotta go obscure.
I always remember fucking one of the first kills in one of the Friday the 13th movies.
Yeah. Wait, which one? Because are we talking Jason or are we talking Pamela?
Jason.
Okay.
So it's basically whenever it's the beginning of the movie, they're running through a house and some guy gets impaled with a fucking ice skate. And it's just, I always see that, and then I also remember the time in Jason X, where he takes someone and, like, puts their head in...
the liquid nitrogen.
Yeah. Takes it out and just fucking smashes it on the fucking sink, dude. Like, that shit is badass. It's like, that's the Mortal Kombat shit.
Yes,
like
fatality.
Exactly, dude. That's the type of shit.
Alright, most useless superhero.
Melt Man with the power to melt.
Are you talking about what is that
Action League?
Action League? No. I honestly have been like thinking because the fish the toilet bowl dude.
Yeah. Stinky Diver.
Stinky Diver.
I can't believe I remember this right now.
Oh shit.
That's my favorite bit from Kablam, dude.
Oh my god, Kablam.
Also, there was an actual, like, narrative for that show.
I know.
Oh, shit, I'm gonna look that up on YouTube and watch the narrative.
Alright. All the lore, all the Action League Now lore. That's all. That's such a...
Alright. Favorite less than $5 food product if you have to buy 3 things.
3 things?
You have to last a day and a half, meaning meal, breakfast before paycheck. You're at Thursday before a Friday night paycheck, where it's like I gotta eat tonight, and I gotta eat tomorrow. What cheap ass meal are you gonna go to if you have like a $5-6 budget?
I will get
like some people are banquet fucking breakfast or meals. Some people are Totinos. Some people are pizza rolls.
Pancake mix.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Potatoes are also really good. Because you can fry them, you can bake them.
So much.
Right. Potatoes and fucking cheese. Maybe a little bit better, you good?
I'm changing my answer to potatoes.
No, pancake mix is already good.
Dude, yeah. Okay, then I would do...
Yeah, you got less than like... I know I keep going up. Like $6-7 to eat for like a day and a half. What you gonna get? You gonna get ramen? You gonna get
Yeah, $8 to $9.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get. Yeah, I'll get some ramen.
$10, $12. Yeah.
20 tops.
20. Okay, so I'm getting ramen.
No.
A lot
All right,
of ramen.
so let's cap this at like $10. Yeah.
$10. Okay, ramen, potatoes.
What
for
kind of ramen?
Chicken, because or unless they have the creamy chicken, that shit's good. And then eggs, like 2 dozen eggs.
Yeah, that's good. That's good use. That's good protein.
And
that's
then,
gonna last a little bit longer than that. Let's be honest. That's gonna last like 3 months.
You do a lot with those too.
I use 2 eggs every time I cook ramen. And I also make. Have you ever made egg toast? Like you take a piece of bread, you put like a cup over it, you cut a hole in it,
Yeah.
and you fry the eggs in the basket. That's what it's called. I just call it egg toast.
All right, favorite color of Kool-Aid?
Purple. I like that
yeah.
purple stuff too.
Kudos to you for not saying grape because we know it's not grape. It's just
purple stuff.
It's purple for sure.
That purple drink.
Exactly.
All right.
Purple stuff.
So, DVD, MP4, VHS, 8-track.
VHS for sure, because it's got. I don't know. Maybe it's nostalgia, but like seeing all the every time it says play or the runtime at the bottom, and especially whenever you're watching like home movies and shit.
Yeah. Well, the stop, rewind.
Yeah,
Or even better, don't even
rewind.
stop. Just hit rewind and watch it backwards.
And Blockbuster was more relevant, and you could like.
All right, favorite kind of pudding.
Chocolate.
Note on VHS, the video artifacts are a lot prettier than modern video artifacts, like just low res. Like the fuzzy lines.
Oh yeah, the way it kind of all blends together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
very nostalgic.
I love it.
All right, guys. So we're gonna come to a close on our episode of the podcast. Thank you guys, Nathan, Victor, for coming on and being on the episode. So let's give you a quick shout out. So what are y'all involved in? What artists do y'all think deserve a quick shout out? What do you like? What kind of you got a little bit of time, both of y'all. So either y'all like what projects you involved in, Nathan?
I have a few: Starfruit, Pollen, as well as Maple. You can check them out.
What kind of bands are they?
Can we find those on? Is there any specific links for those?
Yeah, there's a Spotify for.
So Pollen and Maple. Is there anything that's gonna be like hard to find with that, or is it Pollen Band or Maple, like anything like that?
You might need to follow it from one of our pages. Matt Farmer's in the band, Chris Watts, and me, Nathan Benner. You could probably find it from one of our pages because there is some Japanese text in Maple's name. It just says Maperu, which is just maple in Japanese. It's the pronunciation, but
We'll try to have links.
there will be links.
I'm not good at digital times. It'll be right here. It's
Yeah.
probably not going to be right there.
There.
They could be anywhere.
Yeah, like let's be real.
They could be
Like,
absolutely.
They could be there.
Yeah.
All right, Victor. What about you?
So I am working on an EP called The Ugly Truth.
One word.
And I have a YouTube. It's Cynical Productions, PSYNICAL Productions. You can also follow me on Instagram, PSYNICALL, Cynical. So, and then also, because I love this person so much, there's this band in Fort Collins called Nub, and they are polka punk, and they are
Spell the nub.
NUB.
Just making sure there's a like you.
Yes.
You could get weird with that, or you could be very simple. I'm glad they kept it basic.
These guys are so funny. They have an amazing chemistry. The bassist and the guitarist have been playing together for like over 10 years. Matt was my first friend in Colorado, and he has an amazing band. Fuck yeah, Nub. I have a bunch of their merchandise. I have their CDs, and they're polka punk. So it's like they do.
Fucking gypsies.
They're very.
Not the racial slur.
It's like very theatrical too. It's like very. They get very involved with the crowd and all that, and they always have a fun show, and they're all great people. I love Nub.
No.
Yep. Anybody else?
Not.
Where can we find you?
YouTube, and I post stuff on Instagram, and then I have.
I suppose you already said that. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, I think I have some stuff on SoundCloud too.
Cynical.
Yes, Cynical Productions, and I'll probably just throw a link down there because I'll have to figure out all that.
Yeah, check out God Horse, fucking killer track.
Oh yeah, that's my. I also write prog. You can check out my prog on SoundCloud.
Yep. All right, so thank you very much for coming on, guys. So this has been Audio Carnage Podcast, and we will catch you next time.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can see a million people for miles and miles. I can see a million people, oh, with billions of styles. I can stand the test of time, the ultimate trial. When I see angry people, all I fucking do is smile, 'cause I'm so high in a hot air balloon that I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm so high in a hot air balloon, I don't know what the fuck to do. I am not like the others, I am not like the rest. I am the king of the sky, I am the best of the best. And when I wave to the people, it puts the world at peace. When they wave back at me, this smile shall never cease, 'cause I'm so high in a hot air balloon that I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm so high in a hot air balloon, I don't know what the fuck to do. It turns dusk, it turns noon, it comes along to be late afternoon. As I get higher and higher, I begin to swoon, and I get so fucking high I can see all 12 phases of the moon, 'cause I'm so high in a hot air balloon that I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm so high in a hot air balloon, I don't know what the fuck to do, 'cause I'm in a certain affair with this very crisp air. I will not say a word, I'll keep my thoughts and my prayers. I don't know when I will land, and I do not know where. All I fucking know is I'm gonna need some brain repair.